All right, we did a similar video last week where we gave you part 1.
Absolutely.
I might link the video here if I remember. But now we are giving you part 2 of our rookie draft sleepers to target. So if you're doing a rookie draft, this is obviously relevant as well if you're doing startup drafts. There are a couple more rookies that we are pretty comfortable to take a shot on. Most of these guys are probably going to be, I would say, 3rd or 4th round picks in your rookie drafts. I would say they're probably available in the 15th round onwards in most of your startups. So we wanted to present some more options. I would say part 1 are the players that we are more passionate about. So watch that first. But here's part 2, players that we like. So we're going to give you 2 each. I'll go first. Tyquan Thornton.
Ty Thornton, baby.
Okay. Tyquan Thornton. Rookie ADP. He currently is being drafted around the mid-4th round. You know what's funny is I went back and looked at the last 3 rookie drafts that we did with our community, and I am the only one to have drafted him. I've drafted him in the late 3rd. I've drafted him in the middle 4th. No one else has drafted him. So obviously a little bit hard to justify ADP as far as where he's going to actually get that accurate, but it feels like he's a mid-4th to an undrafted player. And again, it's hard to say because I'm the only one drafting him in most of our rookie drafts. But let's talk about why there is some upside. Number 1 is the draft capital that he got there in New England. He was round 2, pick 18. Some very noticeable wide receivers that he was drafted ahead of, including George Pickens, which I don't understand, but George Pickens, Alec Pierce, Sky Moore, David Bell, Jalen Tolbert, and Romeo Dobbs. Do I agree with Tyquan going over those wide receivers? No, absolutely not. But it does speak volumes to how Bill Belichick and this New England team really views a guy like Tyquan Thornton. And I went back, looked at his college production. I also watched his film. So let's talk about his college production and profile. At Baylor, it was definitely a run-focused team. But in 2021, he had a pretty good dominator rating of 37%. That is the percentage of his team's total offense through the year that he contributed to, 37%. That's a pretty good amount for a guy like Tyquan Thornton. And then I looked at his film, and I rewatched it because I said, if Bill saw something on film that he liked so much to justify this, let me try and see why. And I will say I still don't agree with him drafting Tyquan over some of these players, but I actually do kind of understand some of the things that Bill really liked about Tyquan. Number 1, he's not a 5'7" speedster like Calvin Austin.
Yes.
Okay. He's not this small gadget player. He's actually 6'2", 6'3". So he's got a big body. He's not a lot of mass on there. It's a lanky body, but big body, good height, good size, incredible speed and acceleration, which that's obvious on tape. But also something that kept standing out to me was his reliable hands. And at least on film, he made a lot of impressive catches, both without anyone around him and in traffic. So those catches where you're going over the middle, like with the slant, and there's a bunch of defenders around you, and also like the one-on-one balls, he made a lot of impressive catches in traffic. So to me, it showed that he's got some solidified hands. And the way I kind of viewed him on film in the NFL, hey, he could be a poor man's Deshaun Jackson, a very poor man's Deshaun Jackson.
Right, okay.
But he could serve that sort of role on an NFL team. And the next thing I want to talk about just quickly is let's look at this depth chart. Let's look at this Patriots depth chart. I mean, outside of maybe Green Bay, is there a less solidified wide receiver room in the NFL?
Always felt that way.
Devontae Parker. Yeah, Devontae Parker, they traded for him. He could probably be the X. Jacoby Myers probably could be the slot. I mean, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. Can Tyquan beat some of these wide receivers out? I think he can. With the draft capital that he was given, I think he's going to have an opportunity to really prove himself in the NFL. To me, there's a very clear pathway to opportunities for a guy like Tyquan Thornton. So I actually feel like I've disrespected him a little bit too much. I do like parts of his game. I really do.
Okay.
And he does intrigue me. And I think because he was drafted so high, I just wanted to be so negative about it. And I still don't understand it, but I do like some of the attributes that I saw on film with him. I don't think it's maybe it's the Baylor name, to be honest, because we've seen so many Baylor wide receivers that people have hyped up. It just hasn't worked out. I mean, Denzel Mims comes to mind straight off the bat.
Yeah.
So I think the Baylor players don't typically work out in the NFL, but I want to give him a fair shot. And of course, he's connecting with Mac Jones, young ascending talent who needs someone to connect his career to. That could be Tyquan Thornton. We'll have to wait and see. So he definitely intrigues me. I'm more than happy to spend a mid third round pick in my rankings. I currently have him ranked as my 306 in Superflex rookie drafts.
It's definitely interesting. What is you probably don't have it, but didn't Nelson and Kendrick Bourne sign like a 3-year contract, a 4-year contract last year?
They did, but it's not as if like those are contracts that are unmovable.
Yeah, for sure. It's just really very interesting.
Bill's not the type of player, if Tyquan can beat them out, he's not going to be like, well, sorry, Tyquan.
I get what you're saying. It's just so interesting. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's really hard to picture him doing something.
To be fair, none of us understood those signings last year either. So it's not as if we can try and make sense of them now.
Yeah, I get it.
All
right, my first guy that I guess sleeper, not really a sleeper, but a guy I believe you should target is Wan'Dale Robinson. And I was looking at our past mock drafts, and he has been going a lot higher in our mock drafts. But I was like, you know what? Let's look at everyone else's. So I went to the communities. I went on YouTube. I went on different pages. He's actually been going mid to late third. He's just been going in our early second to third round in ours. So depending on your guys' league and how you guys perceive Wan'Dale Robinson, he could be a guy that you can get in the third round, mid to late third round. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird because I was like, damn, is it just us that's just drafting him that early? And I was like,
because I feel like normally he goes like 210 to 304.
Yeah, and that's around the area, but in other leagues, 308, 309, 310. So it was very interesting. But once again, it could fluctuate through everyone, but I want to give people some peace of mind when it comes to Wan'Dale Robinson, okay? Obviously, I'm actually ready for this. I'm pretty sure you heard this before, and I'm pretty sure I've been saying it in our mock drafts and videos and everything. It is interesting why they drafted Wan'Dale Robinson. Why? I don't know. I'm a Giants fan. I can't really tell you what the hell they are doing because, like Zach said, he is the poor man Kadarius Toney. He came in. We weren't expecting him to be drafted. We were hoping he would go to another team, but he does land with the New York Giants. So there's two options that I'm thinking, okay? One, they can always trade Kadarius Toney. There was talks that they were going to trade Kadarius Toney with all the rumors that were going around. I doubt that will happen, okay? And number two, they have a real creative offense that is about to be unleashed with everything that's happening with the New York Giants. Let me remind you that Joe Shane, who came from the Bills, if I'm not mistaken, assistant Bills GM, and then Brian Daboll, who was the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, is now the head coach for the New York Giants, Brian Daboll, and now Joe Shane is a GM for the New York Giants. So things are changing. I think we need to look at this Giants team maybe in a fantasy perspective a little bit differently, okay? The way I see this working now is Kenny G is the XY receiver. Kadarius Toney is on the other side. Wan'Dale Robinson is in the slot. Why would they put Kadarius Toney on the outside, not in the slot? I have no idea. I can't tell you why. But Wan'Dale Robinson...
You're just trying to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure it out myself. And then Wan'Dale Robinson is in the slot. They also want to get creative. I once again, as a Giants fan, as a guy that likes to read a lot of beat writers, a lot of things that's going on, they're going to use Wan'Dale Robinson really creative. When you look at Kentucky, he was streaking down the field. He was in the backfield. He was doing screens. He was doing jet sweeps. He was doing everything. The man can do everything, just like Kadarius Toney. But I think maybe they want to reserve Kadarius Toney and not give too much of the workload because we saw that this past year. And what happened? He was getting 17 touches a game. He went crazy. Then he got hurt. The instant workload maybe for Kadarius is maybe not the answer in the long haul. For Kadarius Toney to be healthy and to be fantasy relevant, to help this team and not be injured for so long, maybe is to get another guy like a Kadarius Toney in the slot and to open up the opportunity for Kadarius Toney, maybe just to streak down the field, maybe to break one of the DBs out on a route. That's the thought process. And I know a lot of people, well, what about Darius Slayton? What about Sterling Shepard? Darius Slayton can't catch a ball to save his life, and Sterling Shepard cannot stay healthy. Every single year he's been hurt. So with that being said, why not take a chance on a guy that, mind you, I didn't even believe in him. I was telling Zach, I was like, I don't know why you like Wan'Dale Robinson. He's so small. I can see him getting lost in the depth chart. I can see him, being a special teams person, which, hey, you never know. He might still be that. It would suck if they use a lot of high draft capital. But we need to look at this team differently. We need to look at Wan'Dale differently. You can't just, at least in a fantasy perspective, I don't know if we can be thinking about Wan'Dale Robinson as, well, he's just going to back up Kadarius. I think he gets instant opportunity, in my opinion. I could be wrong. But why not take a shot in the third round, depending on your mock drafts or rookie drafts, on Wan'Dale Robinson? And he's been going, I think in our Charlie League, he went in the 12th round, but I think he will go a lot later. I think that's just because our community, we've been talking him up. Zach's been talking him up before the draft. He's fell a little bit. Take a shot on Wan'Dale Robinson. That's the best thing. That's the best explanation I can truly give you as a Giants fan of why you should maybe take a chance on Wan'Dale Robinson.
Something that I just don't understand, and I guess some GMs and head coaches come in and they think they're smarter than the rest of the league.
Is that how you feel?
The rest of the league right now, that is how I feel with the wide receiver room, right? The rest of the league right now is like, we need a basketball team of wide receivers. We want someone who's big, who's strong. We want someone who's fast in the slot. We want someone on the outside as a Y. And the Giants are like, nah, give us the same. I mean, so the issue is if you put Kadarius Toney on the outside, you take away why he's good. You take away his strengths.
Then flip it. Wan'Dale can go on the outside.
I'm saying though, I mean, Wan'Dale's not. No, he can't. He's not an outside wide receiver. So that's why I'm saying I don't understand.
I think with the speed, not even that Wan'Dale. I think I'm pretty sure Kadarius Toney is faster than Wan'Dale because I need to look at Kadarius Toney 40 time in the combine.
Well, on film, Kadarius Toney is a much faster.
Yeah, so
player.
maybe for the speed,
he doesn't have better He probably does have better explosiveness, but I think he's a faster player on film with the ball in his hands.
For the speed, I think maybe it's probably best for Kadarius to go on the outside and then Wan'Dale.
He's just not going to flourish there. I don't know what they're doing.
We don't know. And I think, there was George Pickens. There was these big wide receivers on the board. But we signed Kenny G to a 4-year contract, and our cap space right now is terrible. This was probably...
I know.
It doesn't make any sense, but this is the best explanation I can give to you to really invest in Wan'Dale Robinson.
For sure. I mean, I don't think the draft capital... I'm not saying... I do think he's a good player to target because of how low he's going. All I'm saying is I just don't understand what the Giants think they're doing. So we'll see. Player 2, for me, my next sleeper is Kyren Williams. I mean, right now he's a mid-4th round pick or he's going undrafted in rookie drafts.
That's right.
For me, I have him ranked as a 403, so I would draft him anywhere there and above. Let's look at this Rams running back rotation, okay, for the past couple years there with Sean McVay. In 2020, the percentage of the team's rushing attempts, let's look at this. Cam Akers had 30%. Darrell Henderson had 29%. Malcolm Brown had 21%. Not really a workhorse guy there, right? In 2021, Cam Akers gets injured. Sonny Michel gets 49% of the work. Darrell Henderson gets 35% of the work. So this is a team who historically has split carries to their running backs. Now, you can sit here and tell me that you think Cam Akers is the next coming of God.
He is. I believe in him. He's coming himself.
You can feel that way. Okay. But there are injury concerns with Cam Akers. I do agree that he is talented, but like I've always said, he is going to have to break a trend of history if he wants to come back from this injury and be an elite guy, because we have never seen a running back come back from an Achilles tear and produce elite numbers. It's never happened. So he's going to have to break history there.
Yeah.
And let's actually look at the injury concerns for the Rams running back room in general.
Okay.
So Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson combined have missed 27 games in the last 2 seasons. 27 games due to injury, okay? So this team needs some more health in the running back room, especially if they're going to keep going on these Super Bowl runs. So despite Kyren Williams' frame, he's had no injury history in college, and he never missed a game for the past 2 years for Notre Dame. And in the past 2 years, that's when he's been their workhorse. Now, that's also, by the way, despite having 492 touches in the last 2 years of college. Did not miss a single game. So this is a player that I viewed as a reliable player. I don't see any health issues. And he's also got upside in the passing game. Mismatch for any offense. I mean, he caught 77 balls in 2 years. In college, that is very impressive That would be impressive in the NFL, but that's impressive in college. He has great short area explosiveness, had an insane yards per carry. On tape, I liked his speed. I thought it was very good speed. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what happened at the combine, but who knows? Maybe someone didn't prepare him well. Maybe he was injured. We never really found out what happened there. But this is a player that I was intrigued by, that I liked. Now he lands in a situation that I argue is a very good situation. There's a lot of unknowns here. Darrell Henderson broke down. Cam Akers has an injury history. And he's automatically RB3 on their depth chart. Automatically. There's no one ahead of him right now. They didn't re-sign Sony Michel. So obviously, let's be realistic. The most likely scenario here is that Kyren Williams is completely irrelevant. But if I have to spend a mid-4th round pick, I am more than happy to take a shot on a guy like Kyren, who has had 2 seasons with over 1,300 all-purpose yards at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So this is a player that definitely intrigues me. I really liked his game on film and then didn't test well at all. So
yeah, I really wonder
the Rams are
there.
very selective with their picks. Hopefully they had a plan for Kyren Williams, but this is someone, again, that I'm willing to take a shot on because I think he could definitely bring back value for your pick, for your rookie pick.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see Kyren Williams. I feel like maybe he just didn't pay for the trainers. You know how they all go to like a training facility, they probably pay for it by the school. Maybe he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it solo. I'm save some money.
I thought about it for a long time. I think he probably paid someone. I mean, you don't not do that, but I think he was probably injured and he wanted to
run
wanted to show that he could do it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird
because there's no way he's that slow on film. He looked extremely quick, extremely fast, great long speed as well. So
it's interesting.
I don't understand.
It's very interesting.
I mean, this could be Kyren could be. He could go from being too hyped to being too disrespected to now a value. I mean, who knows?
Who knows? All right, my last and final player you guys should be targeting in your drafts. I've been saying this guy's name probably almost every single day of my life ever since I watched this tape. Shakira. Khalil Shakir out of Boise State. He's currently going in the 3rd round or 4th round, just depending on your drafts. I would take him anywhere as comfortable as 302, to be completely honest. It's Wan'Dale, then Shakir for me. 301, okay. 302 for Shakir. Maybe that sounds too crazy to you, but hey, why is there upside? He goes to the Buffalo Bills, which he's going to one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, and Josh Allen, and you can see the pathway to success. Let's really break down this wide receiver room. Let's get straight into it, okay? Gabriel Davis has another 2-year contract who could fade out and if he does not perform. Not saying he will, right? Obviously, Stephon Diggs is there. Let's get Stephon Diggs out the way. They signed Jamison Crowder, who I believe could get cut by the end of this year. That's not surprising. Isaiah McKenzie, they signed a 2-year contract where they do have it out in 2023. And let's remind you,
his contract is so cheap.
Yeah, it's nothing. Another guy they can get rid of. That is the pathway.
Well, no, I'm saying I don't see a reason why they would get rid of him. Is what I'm arguing.
I get what you're saying.
It costs them literally nothing.
You can get rid of him or keep him. But I don't see Isaiah McKenzie, in my opinion, being an absolute threat to Shakira.
Okay.
You know, I do believe Shakira could beat him out in the depth charts. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to put it straight forward, I think I can see Shakir being the Colt Beasley of 2020. He finished wide receiver. Colt Beasley in 2020 finished wide receiver 27. This is the year I believe he can have 82 receptions
this year as a rookie.
Either this year, if the pathway has to be perfect for him for this to happen. In this year, if he beats out Isaiah McKenzie, Jamison Crowder does not or gets cut, he is immediately the slot receiver. Hypothetically, once again, think of Cole Beasley 2020. Cole Beasley finished wide receiver 27, 82 receptions, 107 targets, just short of 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's averaged 13.8 fantasy points per game. Once again, it has to be a perfect pathway. I'm not saying this will happen. I could see this happening if he does get the immediate start week 1 and he starts getting to the rhythm and getting a relationship. I'm trying to find the word. A relationship with Josh Allen. Connection with Josh Allen, exactly. If not, I'm confident this could happen in year 2 for Shakir. Once again, Cole Beasley stats. I can put that on the screen for you. I'll give the graphic to Zach. This is what I believe Shakir can do, if once again, not in year 1, but in year 2 for sure. So I think you guys should be investing in Shakir. Shakir, guy we love. He's absolutely explosive. He is fast. He can handle it. He is the definition of a slot wide receiver. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. That's ambitious.
Ambitious?
We'll see.
Is it? Yeah. Hey.
You don't think that's ambitious?
I don't think that's ambitious for this year. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's why the pathway has to be great. But in year 2, I can see him doing that.
All right. I respect it. All right. So those are our 4 players that we have presented to you as more rookie draft sleepers. Mm-hmm. So comment down below. Let us know if there's anyone in particular that you like, or if there's another sleeper that we haven't mentioned that you're obsessed with.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.